Voilà le nid et le thé, claqué à toi n'a le bel. C'est le vin de
Let me say good evening to our peace and loving people. Wherever you are joining us from, I want to say we are blessed tonight to have you on the platform. Tonight is going to be a wonderful night. Tonight we are going to be having Mr. Allen Yealu with us tonight as our guest. And we are going to be talking on a very important topic, the importance of entrepreneurship. Most of us who are business minded people, we urge you tonight to come and join the show tonight. It's going to be a wonderful discussion with Mr. Allen. Tonight, listen, this platform, we built this platform to bring people there to share their own ideas in their very field of studies. And that's what we've been doing over the years. And many of us, I know, we are into politics. We are independent institutions. We focus on building the minds of our generations. We focus on preparing our young leaders. So tonight we have another great young leader that is going to be uh, lecturing us tonight. That is going to be providing some information tonight that we need pertaining entrepreneurship, and it's going to be a wonderful time. And tonight, guess what? We had a guest, a panelist. He wasn't posted on the flyer, but he's going to be here tonight. He's going to be here tonight. Our guest panelist is going to be here with us tonight. And then we have Miss Wonders is going to be here. We have my own friend and brother, our official co-host, Afra is going to be here tonight. We have Jackson. They are all going to be here tonight for a wonderful time of discussion. So we encourage you to stay tuned. Let's follow the Myers TV. Let's like, share, and comments. It's going to be a great discussion tonight. So we want to take this song, but first, what we say we own no copyright to the song that is about to be played. This song by Coffee with Jojo, we want to take it. Facebook, we own no copyright to the sound that is about to be played again. So you can ask your question during the time of the section. We'll take your question. And whatever thing you want to say, you can say positive thing. Whatever recommendation you also have, you can make your recommendations. We are here to take your recommendations in for correction, for improvement of the platform. So it's going to be as I will urge our guests and all of our other panelists in for tonight's edition of the Myers TV. So let's take the song, Coffee with Jojo, and then once we get back, we keep the ball rolling.
Adieu, 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 fils de boule. Réaliser, fils de boule. Réaliser, fils de boule. Deulana, mamana. Deulana, yamana. Yamadua, zunulu. Kuzuneva, yamavama. Kala mama, yamavama. I love 2G beats. Peleana de bata la gulana gayela no bobo kama siene fane ukumba mota nula yela oye haye love county oye Réaliser oui tazable Ponu ananta manjade tamanjade. Zunu vai oye, oye. Ha! When love gasoli lavanin. When love gasoli lavanin. Silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo. Silvio, had the best silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo. Silvanin, had the best. Kano gafagla, Silvanin. And no, I find a guy here. Bono manuva, and he won't tower a tower. Yaurana, a use, a louse. Ola mai, Romagiti. And Yanuso na is a ma in Yawamba, Yano Bozo so. While I need a pay, Gragia, Tuana. Silvan at the bar. Gagalani with Azure. Wawulani lo family. But I get you what I do. Saveleti wo aduzu, koleti wo aduzu. Pasagalagi popola bogi. Tia lo fa kante ni gabre basket. Kene aduzu. Pasagalagi popola bogi. Aye. County, oh yeah. When love goes to the loving. When love goes to the loving. Silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo. Silvio, had the best silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo. Silvanin had the book. Adieu, 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 adieu. Fissebole Beralize fissebole Beralize fissebole Deulana mamana Deulana yamana Yamadua zunulue Kuzuneva yamavama Kala mama yamavama I love 2G beats. Beralize la blima Beralone la blima Peleana adubata Peleana adubata La gulana Gayela no bobobo Kama siene fane ukuba Mota nule Yela oye Haye Lofa County oye Beralize without a blue Beralize without a blue Ponu alanta manjade Ponu manjade. Zunuvai, oh yeah, oh yeah. Ha! When love goes to leave a man. When love goes to leave a man. Silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo, had the best. Hadi beslo, hadi beslo. Silvanin, hadi beba. Kano gafagla, silvanin. And no affair naga ye. Bono manuba, and me when it tower a tower. Yawana a use, allows. Ola mai ramagiti eni ya nuso na is a ma inya wala ya no bozo so wala le ni le te gragia tuana le be silvan tu ba
So we all know that we are in the winter season in India. It is not easy, but yes, still we are making our time to do this. We want to keep to our commitment that we made to ourselves. We want to keep it. So tonight going to be a wonderful discussion. Like we say, our guest is joining us very soon. It's going to be a wonderful time tonight. Wherever you are, we want to say welcome, welcome to the Myers TV platform. Tonight we own no copyright to the song Facebook. We know Coffee with Jojo has been doing extremely well. Been doing extremely well. When she dropped this song, it just touched our heart, and then we say, okay, we cannot leave this song. We are going to play this song for some time, and then we've been playing it. It's going to be a wonderful discussion with Mr. Alan Yelu is our guest for tonight. He's going to be joining us very shortly. You all know it's not easy. The weather condition in India right now. We are in the winter, so it's so tough, But yes, still we are here to provide information. It's not easy. Seriously, I'm telling you, it's not easy. Uh, so let me say before our guests join, when you are studying in India when it's winter time, you go through a lot. Seriously, you go through a lot. It's not easy because while the place being very very cold, while the place being very very cold, you have to go for classes. You have to go no matter what because yeah, I said in India. They have a system here called attendance, right? The attendance system, right? So here you have to make sure to write a test here. You have to get the accommodation of 75% attendance. And how can you get the attendance? You have to attend classes regularly. So every day you go for class. Uh, so you have maybe like a 2 point something percent of the attendance that will be added to your previous attendance. So gradually. But what happens is when you start to miss on this, like say you have like you have like uh, over 30 lectures uh, before writing your midterm. So if you are going to miss like 7 to 8 lecture or 5 to 6, automatically you are not going to write test. You will not write the test. You understand it? So the system here is very tough. It's very difficult. Meaning your attendance is not going to reach to uh, 70. Yeah, 70. I think 70 is not going to reach there. So while we are in the winter season, we have to make sure to always going for classes. So it is not easy. And tonight we are blessed to be here. It's going to be a wonderful discussion. So stay tuned. It's going to be a great one tonight. So invite somebody, share as many as you can do for us. Share the show. Don't just come and watch alone. Share with other people. Most of us who want to do business, having that business mind, Tonight you can come with your pen and paper, come your little notepad on your phone, come and take some things down, right? Write some things down. It's going to be a great one. Come and learn. It's good to learn. Let me say to us, right? You have to prepare yourself because we are in a sanctuary or in a dispensation where everybody uh, want to be seen, right? In a dispensation where everybody wants to be seen positively. So if you want to be seen positively, you have to build yourself in whatever capacity you think. Once you discover who you are, try to start building yourself. If you are a business person, build that business mindset. You know, uh, like tonight, my brother and friend will be joining us to share some things. There are most of us, we look at business from hand to mouth things, from hand to mouth things. And it has been something that has been so rampant, right? Every time we do it from hand to mouth. But tonight, our brother is going to tell us more about how we can do business, right? How we can do things. And what are some strategies we need to put in place in order to grow our business mindset, in order to settle on the world market, right? Not every time we just from hand to mouth, not every time we just do the petty things. We have to think bigger. Tonight our mind's gonna grow, our mind's gonna open. So how can your minds open? You have to come and learn. You have to come and learn. It is not just by yourself. The other time he was here and he thought he was saying, right? Uh, Sometimes you as a mentees, you have to have a mentor. Philip, welcome, my brother. It is a pleasure having you again, my brother.
CEO.
Yeah, so I'm
I'm
just highlighting some things why our brother will be joining very shortly. He was teaching the other time, right? There are most of us in our business, we don't have a mentor. We just want to do it the way we see it, the way we feel it should be in our own capacity. That's how we want to do things. And which of course, it doesn't work that way. You have to have a mentor that will coach you, right? That will set some precedent, that will make your mentality when it comes to business to growth. Yeah. So he's going to come, even though I'm not from the business college, but mind you, through this platform now, I've been getting more wisdom. I've been getting more understanding, right, from very few studies. I'm not from the business college, but every time here, so now I can tell you, I know a little bit about agriculture. I know a little bit about business administration. Like you see, we've been bringing people. I'm from the science college, right? The health science college, right? So I know more about that and other sciences. I know I've getting idea because we've been bringing people here that have been tutoring or that have been lecturing us. So you can do the same. You can come here. There are some of us we are solving for indecision, what to do and other things. We bring these young people here to open our minds, right? To teach us, right? These people who are already been there that know the way forward. So tonight, Mr. Ali is going to be joining us, and we're going to have a fruitful discussion. Stay tuned. Share as many as you can do for us. Share as many as you can do for us. Let's have a great discussion. Let's have a great discussion. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a very great time uh, having Ali again with us. So stay tuned. Let's share the show. Uh, Again, we are going to take this song with Coffee with Jojo. Let's take it for a while we try to get our guest in studio to kick the ball rolling. Philip, are you there, my brother? Hello, Philip.
Yes, my
Okay, I think
brother.
he's trying to set up things. So, how are you, my brother?
Yeah,
How's your end?
my end is good, but I'm having a little, technical issue. So I beg, let me, settle down, and then I
Okay.
can join properly.
Mm. Okay,
Thank you.
so that's one. That's good. Thank you so much. That's my friend and brother Philip, who is also doing great when it comes to putting the Miles TV platform. He's doing extremely well. We've been working together. That of Afra, Miss Wonders. These are people who've been behind the scene working very tirelessly to see that this program can run from Monday. Let me say sorry, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So tonight is going to be a great one here tonight. So just stay tuned. Our guest is going to be joining us very shortly, and then we're going to start the discussion. So let me take this song again, and then once we get back, we start the ball rolling.
Agalani witazule Wawulani lo family. When I get you, I do so. Sabelet you, I do so. Call it you, I do so. Basagalagi, popola bogi. Tia lo fa kante ninga bre basket. Can I do so? Basagalagi, popola bogi. Hiya. Lofa County, oh yeah. When la regas leave the banana. When la regas leave the banana. Silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo, had the best silvo. Had the best silvo, had the best silvo. Silvanin had the best.
How are you doing? And welcome tonight.
Thank you, brother. I'm so grateful, to be here again. It actually took me a difficult time to come on, but thank God I'm here. And
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Mm,
I'm so
yeah, yeah.
now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm getting you.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, I was like, I'm so honored to join, like-minded people tonight on the Mayas TV, as always, to discuss how faith, resilience, innovation, creativity, can empower us, young people, to build solutions that can transform our society, especially Africa, and our country as well. So I'm honored and I'm super, super excited to have this discussion with our dear brother, who's our guest, Alan, tonight.
Thank you so much. I was just saying before you join the show tonight, the world that we live in tonight is getting advanced on a daily basis, on a second basis, on a minute basis. Everything is changing gradually. And about business, you understand it, right? Most of us, we feel like we look at business to be most especially for our country. Sometimes we want to talk about our country because we have more ideas when it comes to our country. We've been seeing most business minded people, they've just been doing business from hand to mouth. They don't really understand, the concept of business. And tonight we are here to talk about entrepreneurship. Philip, we would like to hear from you. While our guest will be joining us shortly, what's your own thought when it comes to this topic tonight? We talk about resilience and other things tonight. What's your own thought?
For me, as a budding entrepreneur, I believe that entrepreneurship is not just only about the idea, because when we talk about entrepreneurship, people will be talking about, oh, ideas, ideas, ideas. No, it's far from idea. It's actually about the execution, the executable part of the idea.
So it's not easy tonight. My brother and friend is facing a little network problem, but we hope that it can be solved in a subsequent time so we can move on tonight with tonight discussion. Are you there? Are you there, Philip? So it is good to be here tonight. Uh, we talking about entrepreneurship, the process of creating, launching, and managing a new business venture, right? Uh, Whenever you hear about, okay, are you there, my brother? Okay, you can go ahead.
Hello, Miles. I was facing a serious issue. I don't know. What were you saying?
Yeah. You can go ahead.
Okay, am I audible now?
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yeah, as I was saying, right? Entrepreneurship, we should not just see entrepreneurship in the physical, but also entrepreneurship is a
Adieu.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. Sorry.
okay. I was saying that, we need not see entrepreneurship in the traditional way, like we all can say entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship. Now, this thing is far beyond the audience we have. It's far beyond the audience. It's all about execution, like I said. And how can we execute something? It's when we have faith, it's when we are resilient enough, it's when we are hardened, innovative, and creative. All these things are just lined up. All these things are just lined up. They are in with spirit. So entrepreneurship is being balanced by physical thing and also is a spiritual thing. So I'm going to end here because we're going to have a lot to discuss tonight as our dear brother and CEO of the African Man Builder is here.
Thank you. Tatanakwa Asada again for the second time. We spotlighted this young man who is making a lot of impact when it comes to the young people lives who have been impacting lives both academically. He been doing it. I don't know how do you say emotionally. It's been a wonderful time with Alan. Alan, I've been following Alan for some times behind the scene. We've been checking Alan, and Alan has been a very great young man. We've been checking his lifestyle. We've been asking all in the corner that to know some things about him. But tonight we are super excited. Listen, there's a reality about him. If you want to be great, attach yourself with great people, and that's why we
Right.
always go for great people because we see greatness within ourselves. So the only way we can achieve these things is we attach ourselves with these people, and through the help of God who is above, and we achieve these things. So tonight we want to say. Welcome to the Miles TV, Mr. Daylee Yealu. We are super excited again to have you for the second time after we spotlighted you, we hosted you, and tonight you are back. We want to say welcome tonight, sir.
Yeah, Miles, thank you very much. And again, it's nice to be here. It's actually nice being here again. Uh, Thanks to you for always sending invitation, and thanks to my brother Philip, and thanks to Alfred. Thanks to everyone who have been doing their tireless work to make sure that the Miles TV is be one of the TVs that we can look out to as international students, where we can come to freely discuss and those things that we're acquiring, so that we can somehow freely give it out to people who are willing and are available to get the idea at that particular point. So, once again, I think I'm happy to be here again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I've been following your page, saying on your page, right, Mr. Ali. It's not like you don't want to come. It's not like, but the amount of panelists that have been, that have been there along with you is going to be a serious one. But tonight it's not nothing to be afraid of. We know this audience is someone who is very, very strong and energetic. He's very strong. Let me just say strong, not to use the word energetic again. Very strong, very potential young man. And we know there are a lot of questions that came before his last interview, and then all those questions were answered peacefully, and he went from this show very peacefully. So anybody came here tonight with confusion, we beg you. We always
No,
want
no.
to have Mr.
Yes. But
Philip, what is it?
I would like to
I
do the
know.
post after
I
the
know.
flyover. And then, he did a post. He was like, they many go and this me how many people now. So I'll be like, correct. I'm waiting for this thing. Then I
Yeah,
was, I was,
Philip
I
get a
was
whole
not,
book of question. Whole book of question. If you get a whole book of question.
no,
I beg you, Philip, we want to continue having Mr. Ali with us. Mr. Ali has been a very good man to us. So I beg you, you and Alfred, I know Alfred. After has made, let me share this one before we go to the show tonight. I'm not going to call this individual name. The individual came on the show. The individual first time was coming on the show. Just imagine we had Alfred that night, but then he was a panelist. Alfred gave the individual very very tough time. Do you know what happens? Each time he asks certain
Imagine.
questions, the individual can just go off. And they'll say network problem. Alfred's not talking, they go come by. So after the individual tested me and said, I beg you, the day you want to bring on that show, please take that other man from there. If that
That's
man is
me.
not there, so we're not going to meet our guest, Gary. Yeah, Philip, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was like, this man, he's a man of intelligence, and he's well versed, and he's been, in the ecosystem of entrepreneurship. So, kind of topic like this, we've got to push him. Let's push the man.
So
Yeah,
Imagine.
yeah. Alfred
let me
just
Oh,
say this question.
joined. Alfred is
Let me
ready.
say a question.
ah,
And after just John, imagine after just John.
it's going to be super excited. It's going to be super heavy and super excited tonight, though. And trust me, it's going to be impactful, so that our brothers and sisters can, get away from this traditional mindset of entrepreneurship. And thank God we have Alan as such people who is already into the business, who's having the knowledge and skills to be able to share with us. So it's a great thing tonight, though.
Philip, I don't know whether you saw Adding playing for 5 years from now. Did you been seeing Adding playing 5 years from now? Adding don't know. I've been following that 5 years from
Kind
now.
of guys,
The
though. Kind of
university
guys,
Adding
though.
want to build. The university Adding want to build a school. The school the high school that Adding is trying to create in Liberia. The ministry Adding want to have is not something easy. It's too
Wow.
big. Adding have been following secretly, but tonight we are blessed to have you.
I think it's actually
I
hustle
mean,
for that because I always like, support him, right? And I see his post, I go in his DM or even on his status, I kind of support him, kind of joke him. And I think he's working towards that. He's a strong hustler, though. Yeah. We wish
I
you.
hope Ali, you are not linked to somebody. I hope you are not linked to somebody politician. I hope Ali is not playing some kind of trick. We need to check Ali group.
I,
I hope
I
Ali not
strongly
looking at
link.
me. My country.
I strong, I'm strongly linked to Philip. I'm strongly linked to
Yes. That's you.
everything I'm linked. I
I
having
will
a
say we
link.
are blessed to have you. Afra, you are not talking. Anyway, maybe Afra is waiting for his time to talk tonight, but it's going to be a wonderful time. I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Yealu, for joining us tonight. So our people, okay, Afra, what you want to say before we start the show tonight? Maybe you want to see Alan face.
To our followers, I want to say good evening or good morning, wherever you are. I want to say welcome back to our platform. You know, having been on our show tonight is actually a blessing to us. It's actually a blessing to our followers. Just having such a brilliant guy, and most especially in this new
I
world.
find it's very low from if you guys are hearing him.
Am I audible now? Okay, so as I was saying, like having Alan today on our platform is such an honor because Alan is an intelligent guy, a guy with vision, a guy, a leader who inspire the youth a lot. And then most especially talking about entrepreneurship is also a field of study where he is currently pursuing his master's degree in that field. So we actually going to get 100% best. And Alan is such a guy that all the youth actually look up to based on leadership ability, on how you always care for people. There's a lot to say about Alan. I've known Alan for a while. We are no longer a friend. We are a brothers because we do things in common. You know more about me. I know much about him. So tonight, I'm not actually tonight when you saw me only showing was like, but we will actually get there because that's what we're here for to get there. But albeit, we will just keep it cool for now and then we allowed our viewer to comment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, to our listeners, our viewers, we want to say we are not saying this, because we want to praise Alan, but let's say when you should give a man a flower when he is alive, right? You don't have to wait for the person, the
Right.
last day of the person during, that you want to praise them. No, Ali is doing extremely well, so we have to say this, Yeah, we mean it to say what we are saying tonight. So let's dive straight into our discussion tonight. Mr. Ali, we want to give you the floor for the next 10 to 15 minutes for your presentation tonight on the topic, and we are going to draft later to the upcoming event of the Young African Man Beta organization. So we'll come to that, but let's focus tonight on the topic, and then we'll draft to that later. The floor is yours tonight, sir.
Okay, Myers, again, I would like to say thank you for having me here. And I think last time we have similar topic like this, but I think it was slightly kind of different about organization and business building. And today we are here again with entrepreneurship. But one of the things that gets me laughing when I get a topic was those guys send me topic and they got actually laid the key points that we talking about. So they talk about entrepreneurship and they break it down to action, resilience, innovation, mindset. So which means the work was kind of easy. So tonight we are here to discuss about basically entrepreneurship. You know, I heard Philip talking about when we are talking about entrepreneurship, it's good to for us to have people who are going to clear our mind, you know, making us to understand what entrepreneurship means when we are linking the modern days of doing business as to me say the normal day of doing business as to how modern days business work. You see, most people use the word entrepreneurship or entrepreneur without knowing exactly what that means. So now, Miles, I can tell you for sure, if it's your anyone in our dispensation, like what is entrepreneur? A person will tell you it's maybe probably someone who is into business, maybe someone who has real estate, someone who let's say who has maybe school, someone who is doing business. But you see, entrepreneurship in this particular dispensation that we are in, it has changed its shape. Entrepreneurship is something that you don't need to have, let's say, how can I say, you don't need to have a billions of capitals. When I say capitals, I'm talking about just a second. Okay. When I say capital, I'm talking about what people use to start business. That's what we call capital, just for the few. Okay. So you don't need to have billions of capitals before you can start, or before you can be called entrepreneur, or before you can start a business. So when we're talking about entrepreneurship, the word have make entrepreneurship it kind of easy for everyone of us that everybody, regardless your age, your location, where you are, you can become an entrepreneur. That's very easy. So entrepreneur is just something that you don't need to have huge amount of money before you start. So what exactly do we call entrepreneur? So for me personally, I do define entrepreneur as an individual who has a business mind and a resilience of achieving what he wants. That's exactly the easier way to define entrepreneur. A person should firstly have a business mind and he should be persistent, he should be punctual about what he wants to achieve in a business. That's what makes you an entrepreneur. So let's say if in order for you to be an entrepreneur, you should first have the mindset. So when you guys send me the topic, when I read you the topic, that one thing it was missing. We talk about action, we talk about resilience, we talk about innovation, we talk about mindset. But the very first thing that was missing was the issue about idea generation. So an entrepreneur should be a person who is let's say who knows how to generate idea. Because assuming let's say for example, Miles, before you think about let's say starting this entire My TV, guys, you have 5 pillars. Let's say the 5 pillars, assuming the action is you have to talk to Phillips, you have to talk with Alfred, you have to talk to XYZ to come and help you to start the entire My TV. That is action that you put behind this entire thing. Resilience is there is a time that maybe the software that you are using is not responding to what you want to do. At that particular point, you have to shift the idea. Okay, today this one is not working. Let me use this one. Being persistent, being punctual, Being innovative to bring in new idea to make sure what you want to do is be done by that particular time. That is being that is being, let's say, resilient. Being innovative is okay. Now, I'm using, let's say, for example, this particular platform that we are using. This particular platform, many people have got to use to this platform, and they're trying to come up with new platform. You say, okay, then let me bring something new that no one is not using to get the attention of more people. So that's being innovative. Start bringing new things that is actually not existing at all. We're talking about mindset. Mindset. What do you want to achieve? What exactly you thought of before bringing all these things? But the point is, you cannot have action. You cannot be resilient. You cannot be innovative. You cannot have all of those things without generating idea. So you first went into your coverage, you first think about what you want to do, how can you do it, how can I achieve it, how can I get people on board, how can I have raw material, how can I have manpowers, what do I want to produce, what do I want to sell. That is about idea generation when it comes to the beginning of any other entrepreneurship or being an entrepreneur. So this is how you generate idea. So you first have to identify, what do I want to sell? What do I want to produce? What do I want to sell to the market? How can I sell it? Which means do I use? Am I using digital means to sell my goods to my customers? Am I doing face-to-face business? Am I doing delivery? How can I get out my let's say my product out there to my, how do you call it, to my consumer, to my customers? So if you are done with idea generation, now we come to the entire topic that you sent to me. We start with the word action. So the action in this entire topic is not about, let's say, moving from one place to another place. It's not about being strong. If you talk about action in entrepreneurship, it's easily saying, moving from idea to execution. That's what we call action in entrepreneurship. Moving from idea. How do you move from idea to, so how do you call it, to execution? Like we said, right? Before you be an entrepreneur, before you start a business, you first need to gather idea. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. This is what I want to achieve. This is how I want to achieve it. How the process of using this particular idea to get to what you want to do, that's what we call action. This is what we refer to as action. How do you use this particular idea to achieve what you want to achieve? So I will just give for a typical example about Elon Musk. I think everyone of us know Elon Musk, the CEO and the founder of SpaceX. So when Elon Musk started to create the entire SpaceX and come up with the ideas of SpaceX, and before you have some this particular thing, you need, let's say, engineer, you need good manpower. Even as it stands now, they even use robotics. So you need all of those things. But when he started, he now had any of those things. So I read a story about X-Space sometimes ago about Elon Musk, and a friend told him that, how can you have a X-Space and you don't have you don't have engineer, and even you as an individual, you don't have an engineer idea. How can you bring the entire X-Space things up? And he said to his friend that when the idea is generated and the capital is available, engineer will come. The engineer that will come for the first time might not be the right one, but as much as we feel, the stronger we're going to succeed. So that's an easy way of getting your idea that has been generated into execution. And one thing I would say is, most people think like you should go to school, you must do BBA, you should do economics, you should do management, human research before you be. No. Entrepreneurship doesn't go. Like, I'll tell you for sure, there are most successful business people in the world that don't even go to school. They don't go to school. Like, I'll give you a clear example for the owner of Facebook. He's an entrepreneur, Mark Zuckerberg. I'll give you an example of many young men in Liberia, let's say Africa as a whole. We have about 1,000 content creators today. They are all entrepreneurs. They are doing business, and they have service, and they are running all to their customers, and people are buying. Customers are buying. How do customers buy? You go to your Facebook today, you open your Facebook, you go and carry the blogger page, you read what he writes, you look at his video, you subscribe to his Facebook page. He's making money out of you. So you become the customers, and he becomes the product provider. So we as people these days, we just take entire entrepreneur to be someone who has real estate, maybe a CEO, or someone who is running a large business. No. No, a content creator is also an entrepreneur. A YouTuber is also an entrepreneur. Once you have a service or a product that you are selling out to people and people are buying those things, automatically you become an entrepreneur. Why? Because entrepreneurs have two responsibilities. Number one, you are to deliver to your customers as regular times as a name. Number two, you should also be able to produce its goods and services that will surpass your competitor. So let's look at the situation of content creator. A content creator always look for a content that people will always look at more than the other people. So you see, if you go on Facebook, you hear musicians saying, "I have more download this time than the other person." And my music is topping like bro chat. If you go on YouTube, I'm the most librarian musician YouTube follower. The issue is that they always put in work to be on top of their competitor. Who is their competitor? Those are making music with them. Who is their competitor? Those are making content with them. Similarly, if you talk about a company basis, that's the same way entrepreneurship works. So now, what do we call resilience? Resilience is in a business or being an entrepreneur. Every business that you do, there is always circumstances. So there's a slight difference between resilience and innovation. So resilience is something that you are stuck into and you need new idea or you need additional idea to make that thing work. That resilience. Resilience could also be, I'm running a business and I have a stock, I have a situation in a particular point, and I need, let's say, a swift idea that I can just use for that particular period of time. And when that situation goes back to normality, it comes back to normality. That's resilience. Resilience is the idea that you use to overcome a particular situation for a particular time in a business. Innovation is about bringing whole new ideas. That's the innovation, and like creating a whole new idea. So let's look at the issue about I don't know if you people know about Oprah Winfrey. There's an argument like she's an American businesswoman and she's a TV host, but people can normally say she's a librarian. Okay, so Oprah, if you look at Oprah Winfrey, becomes a professional TV host when she first attended for a TV job to be one of the TV analysts on BBC. And the first time she was accepted and she given the opportunity, she messed up. And she was sacked. She was fired immediately. And at that point of her life, she told herself that I'm going to have a YouTube, a TV channel in the world that everyone going to look at. And because of her persistence, what did she do? Now, she turned the entire issue about TV interview, all of the interview into communication. She was the one who brought up an issue about interview communication, where you go in the studio, you sit with her, and the both of you are having conversation. It's not like someone is asking you answering, no. Like you are explaining the both of you are having, and now Oprah have one of the biggest TV channel in the world. That's resilience, not giving up. Let's look at one of the clear resilience ideas I will give that everyone else might know. Let's see, when COVID-19 came, right, we noticed that more businesses change. But the issue is, we the customer, our idea was actually not to it. But that was a swift idea for all entrepreneurs. They use that ideas. And those who didn't use that idea as fast as possible, they lose thousands and millions of dollars in their business. When COVID-19 came, you can see most schools switched to online. Students started to read exams online. Students started to attend classes online. More business tend to deliver it. So you just order something online, they deliver it straight to your house. Most business tend online as then, let's say, how do you call it, offline. Why that swift as they king? Because they notice that if you close your school, you don't know when COVID-19 is going to end. But you have to be paying all of your employees every month. So at the end of the day, you're going to be losing your profit, you're going to be losing your capital, while something that's supposed to give you your profit will be staying away. Because once students are not coming to school, they will not be paying fees again. Okay, when school go for 4 years, I'll say that for 4 years, when COVID-19. So we see most of the African countries, one is Liberia, get badly affected by COVID-19 when it comes to education. Because we know how all of those equipment are being equipped into entrepreneurship, into business, to swiftly use those things into UL. So swiftly carry this idea into AMEU. to carry this idea into, let's say, all of those universities that will get in, like, bro. So if COVID-19 would like continue up to this time, then, like, bro, students say something up to this time. But in other countries, students are going to school, and school are still making profit. School are still making profit. So, but I will tell you for sure, during COVID-19 time, the Sumeco in, like, bro, lose most money than, let's say, than Dangote. So Dangote has a delivery component at that time. So once you just put in your order in Nigeria, they bring the cement straight to your door, they put it there and they go back. There was a crisis, but there was resilience. There was swift idea that came in. There were things that people do as soon as possible to be able to overcome that particular situation. That's why we call resilience. So let me just give a last example on resilience as I move quickly to innovation. Assuming yeah, every one of us, we are all, let's say, we are all content creators, and we post our content online. Assuming there was a incident that happens maybe in Louisiana, and for us, we just bounce there immediately. And for us, we have to take the particular situation and post it on our various pages separately. The issue, what we want to point out is not actually the situation that happened. What we want to point out is we want to get more followers, we want to get more viewers, we want to get more likes, we want to get more comments. So for us, we are fighting for this 14 to achieve. But what is going to make you to have more followers than me is determine how do you deliver your information. The way you deliver your information to your audience determine how you're going to get more views, more followers, and more likes, and more days. There are situations that happen like, bro, almost 4, 5, 6 blogs can post it, but there's a particular blog that you know when you go there, you're going to get it, the actual information and how it happens.
Right.
And
right.
You as the listener, or you who want to get that information, to that particular person who is posting that information, you as customer or you a customer. And you that's buying your data to put your phone to go there, now you go in there to consume what the person has posted. So the person, it becomes the person's responsibility to always be bringing on later updates, giving the right information, putting it in the context that are going to grab the ideas, or that are going to grab the attention of people who come to read. So that is exactly how entrepreneurship works, and that's how resilience works. Everyone are doing the same thing. If you go in laboratory, then you'll get 4, 5, 6 high schools. But you're just going to say, I don't want to go to SDA, I won't go AG. I don't go AG, I don't go limit up. I don't go. The issue is there's something that the school have done that catch the attention of that student and they want to go to that school. That's what they call resilience. Everyone is doing this thing. Every business in the world is competitive. So the issue is, what are you going to use? Which idea are you using to keep you on top of all of your competitors? It makes you to be resilient. So the last one before I close, we're going to talk about what we call innovation. Business nowadays, or how do you call entrepreneurship nowadays, is more about innovation than any other thing that you might think about. The reason why business nowadays is more about innovation than any other thing you might think about is because the world have shifted in a very quick period of time. That I can tell you for sure, thousands of the things that we used to do before, we are not doing it now. Likewise, regardless of our country, Liberia, every one of us are here today. Let's say, for example, nowadays, people can use anything to make money. That's innovation. People use anything. You can just wake up less before then. If you go to school, once you don't want to focus on school, you don't want to learn. Your parents say maybe you don't want to be someone in life. Even up the line, like, bro, it's still happening. When you tell your parents, maybe you tell your parents you tell your parents you don't want to be politician, maybe you don't want to be minister. They say you want to go to school. But we are living in a world today. By even talking, it gave you money. By running, it gave you money. By standing, it gave you anything that you do, it gave you money. So what brings innovation into entrepreneurship is the increase of competition. That's what brought about innovation. Because as the activities that everyone doing increases, people should always be at the point to bring new ideas. Innovation is idea that no one is using at all. That's innovation. Ideas are everyone using, but we try to modify this idea. That resilience. Ideas that no one have at all. No one ever discovered this thing. You bring that idea. That's innovation.
Yeah.
So we see most Liberians today. Let's see everybody using Facebook, everybody using TikTok, everybody using AI, everybody using WhatsApp. But I can tell you for sure, there are some ideas people using to make money from WhatsApp that you and I we don't know. We don't know. And there are some things you are doing, or there are something that you are going to do. Every one of us, maybe we are doing it, we are selling clothes, we are selling t-shirts, we are doing everything. But there are some lyrics that you're going to use. Like anytime someone use a particular lyric, people say that Fede say this thing, that if Fede say shite, that only Fede can say the particular thing. That's innovation. Innovation, there's some point of it, people then used to say, okay, when somebody create YouTube, that's innovation. Someone create Facebook, WhatsApp, that no, innovation doesn't, yeah, even though it's part of innovation, but innovation these days doesn't go like that. Once you bring your own unique style of doing things and you are selling to customers, people are buying to what you are doing, definitely you are an innovator. So before I close, or before I open the floor for your questions, which I know you guys have to ask, I will just make understand that the word entrepreneurship in the dispensation that we stay in is not all about being or having companies or being CEO or being DO or being OOF or FFC. It's about having something that you can produce and people are there to consume. Definitely, you are an entrepreneur. So that's it for today. Thank you again to the Maya TV as we open up to the question if possible.
Still a very big thank you to you, my brother. Sorry, I've been facing some internet problem, but you did extremely well. We are so excited for that great presentation, and I hope our followers are listening tonight. Uh, don't forget to share the show as many as you can do for us. Like other people will get, what has been presented here tonight. So we go to our question and answer section tonight. Let's start with you, Philip. I know, Philip, you have some tough questions tonight. Let's listen from you and then we'll join Alfred.
Thank you, CEO, for the time, and I would like to thank our dear brother again, Alan, for breaking down these things to us because we've been confused, right? In the space as youth, we've been confused about entrepreneurship and a business, or an entrepreneur and a businessman. Before I get to ask my questions, I just want to say just a few things in just a minute. You explained and gave us detail. I was like, taking down points, which helps me to actually build up my questions, not to attack you, but to educate us the more. I like the fact that you were able to distinguish between the mindset, between innovation, resilience, faith, action, and everything. That's good. But let's look at a practical aspect. I'm confused, right? Consider me as that 1,000 Liberian youth currently confused over this thing about a businessman and an entrepreneur. How can you distinguish between them? Just in few words and in practicality.
Okay, so the difference between entrepreneur and businessman. So okay, let's just like you said, yeah, you few words. Let's just look at the word businessman in a clear way or an easier way for us to understand. A businessman is someone who's only after making profit.
Okay.
That's businessman. Businessman is someone who buy phone and go in sales and get a profit and come back and pass another phone and go in sales and get a profit. That's businessman.
Right.
Entrepreneur are individual or companies or people who focuses on solving problems and creating opportunities for other people. That's entrepreneur. That's why when I talk about all of my talking here, I always focus on internet innovations, companies, expansion, competition. That's entrepreneur. And another difference you're going to see is a businessman is static, and an entrepreneur is someone who's expand. Practical example, there are people in Liberia, right, who have run motorbike for 4, 5. I think I gave the same example the last time I came here. They are run motorbike for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. If you go Liberia, you still right motorbike. Those are business people. There are some people in Liberia they are selling the market for 6, 7, 8 years. You go there, they stay there, they're selling. Why? Because they only going to buy the market in the store, they go and sell in the market. They say they go in the store to get the market, they go and sell in Douala or Raider and get their profit. The next morning they go back. Those are business people. They are only after making profit. Entrepreneur is someone who wants to bring new idea, who want to invent new business. Entrepreneur is someone who is not even satisfied with selling one product.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, like you said, I want to hold you there and then extend, expand my questions, right? And then CEO can, put a stop to me when I'm going above my time, though. Now, like this entrepreneurship and looking at Africa and especially our country, Liberia, right? Like, why entrepreneurship matters a lot, especially to our country, Liberia. Why is it so crucial to the lifting of our country?
Okay, one thing I'll tell you for sure, one reason why entrepreneurship is very essential to Liberia is because Liberia is not in the competitive world. That's why we need entrepreneurship. Why? What would I say we are not in the competitive world? Like, I gave one clear example when I was just speaking. During the COVID, right? You saw in Liberia, every school closed. Every school in Liberia closed. But around the world, people are going to school. People are sitting to the house, they are working. But there was no work. Nobody was going to work. But people are taking pay. Government officials are taking pay, but they're not going to work. So at the end of the day, you see, the capital collected by the country was reducing. But then what happened is the productivity of the country, it was also reducing. So the government official is taking pay, but he's not doing the job. So at the end of the day, the capital generated through tax is also reducing, and then people also start to pay the tax they are suffering. At the same time, what we're going to have to get the tax within the cover is also reducing. So now in Liberia, if AMEU can take 50,000 people, as soon as 50,000 people, they can't take no people again. That's how we are beyond. But if you have small school in other countries, they can take 50,000 people, they take another 50,000 people, they be online, another 50,000 people going to school. That entrepreneurship, they bring new. Our country need entrepreneurship because we need to get adapted to the new system of the world because things are actually going beyond. We are still beyond. We are still behind into technology. We are still behind into innovation. We are still behind into collaboration. We are still behind, and we are having to understand the world competitiveness. Look around the world. We don't even have a 4, 5, 6 company in our country because one of the key, or let's say one of the key reasons or one of the key ideas behind entrepreneurship is taking risks and creating jobs. We don't have company. How are we going to create jobs? And how are we going to have if we are not elected to, let's say, to the day-to-day activities? So if you look at almost thousands of companies around the world and they are using AR, they are using robotics, they are using. So look at the company in Liberia. Then look at Metal Steel. Look at the rubber plantation. Which one they get? They're using rubber. They see other they've been using from the time they signed contract with Liberia 1940, 1950. They see other still using. So there is no innovation. So that's why we don't have. That's why we need entrepreneurship.
Thank you, sir. So before I end my round and then go back to the CEO, I would like you to, because from my intro and what you've said, I now kind of confused because as a person, as 1,000 Liberian youth listening to you now, like how can I balance between faith and entrepreneurship? Like I said earlier on, that this entrepreneur thing is not all about the formation of idea or like breaking into new stuff being physically done. I said that it's also spiritual, right? So how can you, as an entrepreneur, be in the field, as an entrepreneur, be in the field for some time now, right? How can you balance between faith and entrepreneurship? To 1,000 Liberian youth in me listening to you.
Sorry, I was muted. So let me start with an example of this guy, Jeff Bezos. I don't know Bezos. I think it's Bezos or Bezos. BEZO. I think Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, Jeff
The
Bezos.
Yeah, the CEO of Amazon, right? So
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, we know that he started his entire Amazon business in a garage, right? So starting in a garage, he started as a businessman. But the level in Anna, he's an entrepreneur.
Hmm.
Starting as a businessman that he used to produce his goods, he used to buy his. What he used to do is people, those guys who sell jean trouser, who sell, just give me like maybe 2 minutes, who sell jean trouser, who sell, let's say, plates, all of those things, he used to go and buy from them. Assuming he'll go and buy, let's just look at the example, just jean trouser and shirt. He'll go and buy that jean trouser and shirt, $10, $10, $10, $10 each. So he'll go and buy like 50 pieces. Or let's say he buy 10 pieces. And those 10 pieces he buy $10, $10, he has his own bag. So he's gonna post it on a page. People will like it. So he will take it back and carry it to your house. Now he buy $10 when you get to your house, you pay $12. So he had $2 profit.
Hmm.
So you see, so faith, combining faith with entrepreneurship to work is imagination. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? How actually do you believe that the thing that you want to do is going to work for you? What's your, because it's not about how you are starting this particular business. It's about the imagination of what you want to achieve.
Hmm.
Faith, I think faith is exactly how can I achieve this thing? And I'm going to do everything that I can to achieve this thing. That's faith. Even if you have it, you don't have it. Whether you have
Hmm.
the product, whether you have the resources, whether you have the capital, whether you have the connection, but you know that you want to achieve this particular thing. That's how Jeff Bezos came up. So if Jeff Bezos started, if anybody who have said themselves that Jeff Bezos could be where he is today, nobody going to believe it. But he knew within himself he's going to be the way he is because he had the feel that this is what I want to achieve. So
Right.
faith and entrepreneurship, it works hands in hands because entrepreneurship starts with imagination. Faith also starts with imagination. Entrepreneurship starts with believing of what you want to achieve. Faith starts with what you want to achieve, who you want to become, what you want to get, the belief that you have or how you want to get this thing. So if you don't get faith, you cannot be an entrepreneur because there will be a time that you start a business and that whole business is going to crash. And
Hmm.
faith will tell you that you have to keep going. Entrepreneurship, imagination will tell you that this is not what you wanted to achieve, even though it's poor right here. So what we started was we want to be a billionaire. So now we just get 10,000 and 10,000 lost. So we need to start by, we need to continue. So faith
Right.
and entrepreneurship works hands in hands to achieve what you want.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And you know, I like the way you end it because the Bible says in James, right, that faith without work is actually dead. And like the example you just gave is kind of practical with Jeff Bezos, right? Like I want to achieve this thing. It's not you wanting to achieve it. Yes, you imagine it, you think it through your head. Yes, that's one thing. But your ability to take bold steps and do the work helps you to achieve those things, helps you to provide a solution to the problem you see around you. Thank you so much. And I turn over to the CEO.
Thank you, Philip. You know, Ali is playing with our minds tonight. He's trying to play with us psychologically. Only they normally say only legend can understand what Ali is doing tonight, but he's doing extremely well. He's doing extremely well. Let's listen to you, Afra, for your question tonight. I know it's going to be a very tough one somewhere somehow, but we'll listen to you tonight, Afra.
Actually, I'm not surprised. whatever thing Alex is actually doing tonight, I'm not actually surprised. That's something that I expected, and and what I noticed that he actually exceed my expectation. He presented more than I thought, but I'm not surprised. He is actually good. So, to be honest, some of all we have been hearing about this entrepreneurship, but we have been seeing it from different perspective. We actually haven't been seeing it this way in which Adam have presented. So, Adam have actually explored our mind largely regarding this entrepreneurship. So, to our guest tonight, Mr. Alan D. Yelu, what you are just speaking, there's a question that actually went to my mind. Let's say, imagine an entrepreneur has 100 customers, but 10% leave every month, and they gain 5% new customer monthly. What does this tell you about the long-term survival of the business?
You say 100 customers
You,
in.
you have 100 customers, and
Mm-hmm.
then 10% leave every month,
They
and
leave.
then
They
gain
leave.
5% new customer monthly. What
You
does
said
this tell you about the long-term survival of the business?
you have 100 customers,
Yes,
and 10% leaves
every month,
uh
and then you gain 5% customer monthly. What does it tell you about the long-term survival of the business?
So okay, let let look at it this way. If let me just do it practically. Assuming assuming you have you as Miles, you have 5 person to appear on the show every day. Your target is I should make sure I bring 5 person on the show every day. So the 5 person that you are bringing, Monday one, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's 5, right? So this 5 means you have to work from Monday straight to Friday. So if you are losing 10% and you're getting 5%, that's clearly telling you that you're going to work in 4 days, not 5. Because if you take 10% from 5, you'll be left with 3, and that 3 plus that 5 you're adding back that 4. So which means you'll be losing Thursday and Friday, but you'll be getting Thursday back. So Friday will be dropping. So the answer is, are you still getting your long-term vision? No. No. So if assuming my goal is to be able to fill 10,000 people in the world, but I start with 5 people, and out of the 5 people, I cannot manage 5 of them back. I cannot manage 5 of them. And the same business I'm doing, FedEx are doing the same business. So I get 5 constant customers who always can purchase from me before I go low 2% and drop. They switch to FedEx, and then I get one back. And then I go to 10, 2 drop. So I lost 4. One come back, I lost 2. So that means the probability of you getting your long-term product or a long-term investment strong is not there. It's actually not there. So in that case, there is 2 things that you need. You need rebranding and you need packaging. What is rebranding? You need to change your idea. You need to come up with new idea. You need to come up with new strategies. There's a company in America, retail company, I just forget the name. They have just one slogan. The one slogan is customer is always right. I don't know if you guys are here, but customer is always right. Why brother with the customer always right? He began with the idea when he started a business, and then a retail company was one of the fastest growing company in America. After 5 years, he dropped 50% of the customers. So what did he do? That's the guy that brought the idea of buy one get one free. So how did he come up with the buy one get one free? The product costs $15. The actual cost is $20. But the product will purchase $10. Okay, so the product will purchase $10. I have to sell it for $20. I get $10 per sale. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take off $5 from on it, and then I'm going to sell 2 for $15. So if you buy, so definitely the guy is getting $30, he losing $10. But what happened is the product is going faster than he expect. So instead of selling 1, he's selling 2. When you buy one, you get one free. When you buy one, you get one free. You get one. So at the end of the day, the customer start to get close to his business. So if you have 10,000 or you have 10% of customers and then you lose 10 and then you get 5 buys, you are not making progress. But that doesn't mean you should stop in business. You just need to bring new idea. So it's going to affect your long-term productivity. But if you can swiftly cover it up, you can even get even that 10% you lose, you get more. But it doesn't mean that if you're losing 10% and getting 5%, it means that your long term is not stable. Your long term productivity is not stable, it's never stable. But if you work on it, like I said, you can cover it up.
Okay, thank you so much. So, to our follower who is actually listening to us tonight, our guest speaker, just make to understand for those who are actually into entrepreneurship work or actually into business, whatever thing. You kind of make to understand that if you actually into a business and then you are actually losing 10% and then 10% customer, you're getting 5% back. Don't say that, oh, but you are still getting people, you are still getting customer. No, it actually shows that it's singling sound to you that, oh, your business actually dying. So you should get up, put out a game, like you said, rebranding. For the business people, you got to understand that rebranding, which means you should come up with new strategy to sustain the business. So to our guests again, I have this next question. Imagine you have two proposals. One which is the low risk business with slow growth, and then the other one is high risk business with fast growth potential. Which one will you choose and why, based on your entrepreneurship thinking? You are muted. You are muted, sir.
Sorry. That's I think one of the best questions. And it's actually good for almost all business, especially anyone who wants to be entrepreneur. You need to have this idea of, let's say, getting a product slow but more income and fast but low income. I'll tell you for sure, fast and low income is the best way to sell business. Fast and low income, but slow but high income. Why? Because business is risks. There is no risk without business. Let's say, for example, Alfred, you and I went to purchase a pen. We buy 10 pens. Those 10 pens that we buy, we selling each of these pen. We buy the pen, let's say $10, $10, $10, $10. We say, okay, we'll sell this pen $15, $15, $15. You say I'll sell my pen $15, $15, $15. Fine. You say your pen $15 is going. When somebody buy one today, tomorrow, after 1 month, you can buy one. Now two. After 1 month, you can buy one. So that 10 pen, you have to take 10 months to sell it. You see it, you have to take 10 more. Even though the profit is high, yes, you're getting $5. Okay, I say, since this is the case, I buy the pen $10, I'll sell it $12. Customers start to run to me because your own is high, my own is low. So the product that you are going to take 10 months to sell, I'm going to take, let's say, 2-3 more and sell it and go back and can and sell it and go back and can. So before you can make the profit of that particular 10 pen that might be maybe like $50, I have sold about 4, 5, 6 different steps of that product will give me $50, $100, let's say 200, 500, 600. So everything business person need, entrepreneur need is fast selling of the product. Why? Because it have more risk than selling it fast. Number one idea is you selling a product slow. What you're going to do is, if that product is a fast consumable goods, it's going to spoil. That product might spoil. It's going to go slow, yes. You're going to get more money, yes. But the product might spoil. Secondly, take a clear example about school. After you are a student, right? You go to 2 schools, they say this school year, you spend 5 years before you graduate. This school you spend 3 years before you graduate. Which one you go to? 3 years before you graduate.
3 years.
Yeah. Why are you going to 3 years? Because you're looking at how fast it is. You're not looking at that slow. They say, okay, this school year, that 5 years. But your school fee, your school fee here, you'll be paying, let's say, $10, $10, $10. They want a 3 years, you'll be paying $20. You see, I'm going for the $20. Because you want to do it, that's how business goes. The faster the products go, the faster the product go, the more income you have. the lower the profit, but the more income that you have, because the amount of time you are going to sell that product within 6-7 months. Someone that is selling a particular product store, they're going to have more. The profit going to be huge in your eye, but they're going to be going nowhere. That's just the easier way. It's going to go nowhere. So if better the product go fast, you have a little profit. And then for the product to go slow, have profit. That person that your product going slow, trust me, before you can make 4-5 sales, somebody that product going fast, and I make 50-70 sales, and you see that capital be money on.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, because of time, I will just ask this last question. This question I actually wanted to actually forget about it, but it seems very important because actually important to everyone, including myself. Even though I'm not into the business field, but in the long range, everyone to do a business. So I think it's actually important to everyone. So my question is, imagine if the market suddenly changed overnight. What is the first mentorship an entrepreneur must take to survive?
If it is a market, I think I've answered the question when I was speaking. If the market trend change in a twinkle of an eye, what can an entrepreneur do? The very first thing an entrepreneur can do before you can even start a business, you should be a competitor, a race taker, and a new. Before you get into a business, you should be a risk taker, new idea inventor, and a competitor. Why? Because business is not static. Business is not static. So the clear answer is that you should always be someone who will generate idea every time. Every time a business person should be someone to generate new idea every time. Let me just say something quickly. One reason why you see most of our African countries is still to why this is because we are still working with the same idea that we take saying our country get independent. So even if the world change, we don't change. If the world come back to the same status, we are still to the same status. If the world elevates, we are still there. So at the end of the day, the swift as much as the world became to change, it has no impact on our life. We don't care. We don't care. So now we are living in a world. If you enter to places in India, you don't even see politicians. People are paid online. You don't go to bank to stand in line before you get paid. It don't happen. You don't go to bank to stand online before you deposit money. It don't happen. You can sit down to a hall, you buy a whole cooking food, you come to your house, you pay for it, you go and cook. Why? Because the swift change into mentality have been a swift change into reality that every one of us we are using today. So at the end of the day, countries that are not quickly adapting to those safe things will keep leaving behind. And before we get reach to that step, people are going 4, 5, 6 steps. So as a business and entrepreneurs, you have a swift idea to change at every minute in time once that business change. So as if you are doing business, there are a few things that can change very fast. That if you do a business, you know they want to back of your mind. Number one, price. Pricing business change at anytime. Even in one day, price change 4, 5, 6 times. If you think line, look at the rate on your phone now. When they call in or tomorrow, check the rate in US, it will be changed. Price change every time, every minute price change. So if you don't have a good pricing strategy, you might lose in business at every time. So you should know as when your goods, the raw material you're buying, when is it increasing in price to increase your productivity. You should also know when your competitors are also increasing the price so that you can increase your price. You should know at which time to stabilize your price with competitor. You should know at which time to even drive your price lower than. But if you don't know those types, yes, you okay. I send share, I send a share now. I send a 10 now. If I do myself 15 now, I do not buy. It will say I should 10 now. You'll lose. The person might buy that on a raw material 10 now. You might buy on 15 now. So the person saying that on 15 now, you should be saying on 20 now. So if you have one of the things that get people is pricing. Pricing shift at any time, any circle. 2 is paying your employees. Because the quality of people that work with you determine the money the person is going to get. Companies these days, they are not looking for the highest degree that you have, looking for the highest services that you give. So as much as the service provided to that company is as unique as you can, in any time the company can change you at any time. So nowadays, let's look at Labro. Labro, they can employ somebody who get PhD, they get master. So you're going to be paying that person high money while the person is not working, then the business is going down. Why you spending more money? But these days in other countries, people look at inventors, people that are going to hire in the company that are going to pay, that are going to work, that they are paying you the money I'm paying you is 0.002% of the company monthly or yearly income. Let's say monthly income, what the service you're going to provide, that service should cost about, let's say 1.2% of the business income. So this let's say the quick shift into business, it should bring about a shift, the quick idea to shift that business. So that what I say, I get two examples about price and employee, because those are things that shift. Employee can say, I don't work, they can move anytime. What are you going to do? You need to get idea. Employee can get sick at any time. What are you going to do? You have to get new idea. Price can change anytime. What you need to do? So you just need to be someone who is innovative. That's all.
Did extremely well tonight. You are so exact to the point, and I hope our listeners, we are getting all these things Mr. Harding is saying to us tonight, and we hope that we are going to put them into practice, right? So I had a lot of questions tonight, but we are already out of time. So I'm just going to give you the 1 minute to just answer this question, and then I'm going to ask one more question, and then you just in that last question you can also highlight on the upcoming events of the African Map Data Organization. So here's a question, right? What strategies help entrepreneurs manage risks and secure funding? I want to know tonight, our people are watching. What strategies do we use that help us when it comes to managing risks and securing funding? What strategies
To manage risks,
and secure funding?
okay, funding, everything. Okay. So if it comes to managing risks in business, it depends uh how that particular entrepreneur defines his risks. So how do you let's say, how do the particular business are you doing, how do you encounter a risk? So let's zoom in, because every business in the world, every entrepreneurship in the world has risks. Everything has risks. So one of the things I would say is, in order to manage risks in a business, you should always be able to keep your data. Always collect data before making decision. If you always collect data before making decision, even if you go and do PhD about entrepreneurship, they will give you only one of the key words in order to manage risks. When they say collect data to make decision, or let's say long-term decision, what are they trying to say? Let's say one of the example is, you I'm selling phone. I'm always buying phone from China and exporting it to Liberia to sell. Every time I shifting my goods, I shave the, let's say, 10 pieces of iPhone every time. Every time. And each time I send 10 pieces of iPhone, I noticed that I buy this particular 10 phone for 5,000. And each time I sell, my profit is always around, let's say, 5,300, 5,350, 5,345. But if there come a time where that particular business, you're going to buy 5,000 and then you sell, let's say you get 4,500. Now, how do you determine where did you get this profit from? How do you determine where did you get the profit from? You are not going to determine from the profit that you have been making. What you are going to determine from is, how much costs do I have been making this business? How much it cost me from here to go China and come back? How much I've been spending all the time? Then look at how much you spend in this particular period of time. Trust me, it will not be the same. If you are checking how much food you eat, check the hotel that you slept in, check how much you pay for those hotels, check how much you use to offload your goods in Liberia, how much you use to pay, to get your goods on NASA. The mistakes that most people use in handling rates is they always look at the profit that they have been making in the business, but they are not looking at the expenses the business is making. There's a high probability that I can buy a goods today that worth 5,000 and sell this good and make 50,000, and I buy that same good 5,000 and sell it with that same mentor and not get that 50,000, because the expenses that are made, the capital is the same 5,000. The profit should be seen 1,000, but the expenses that are made is not corresponding. It's not, because if I sit and I collect all of my data for the past 5 years I've been doing this business. This is how I've been spending. This is how I've been spending. Add to this particular time that your business drop. Another way to handle raise and get funding is you have to diversify your income or your product. And zoom me right, because business, everybody in Liberia or everybody around the world, they are doing interconnected business. The same business you're doing, are doing it. So you produce, and Philip producing iPhone, are producing Samsung, after producing Atio. So Philip this year you get iPhone 1. People buy it, going down. Tomorrow they make out iPhone 2. I say saying Samsung. They may say saying Atio. Tomorrow they come out iPhone 3, iPhone 4, iPhone 5, iPhone 6. So the improvement into your product, or how quick you shift to understand the mind of your customers, you will come your rate very fast. Because if iPhone user know, or iPhone producer know that there's a Samsung going to bring phone that is more than iPhone 15, that's why they made iPhone 16. They know that Samsung going to bring phone that more than iPhone 16, so they have to bring iPhone 17. So the risk into production of iPhone is not a physical, it means it's not damaging of property or damaging of employees. It's about a competitor risk. So as much as your competitor they're going hard to produce product that is more than your own, you should always be there to produce product that is more than your own. So the easier way to handle risks into business is you should always collect data. You know where you made mistakes. Externally, you should diversify your product or your income to be on top of your competitor. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harding. We are already out of time, so we wanted to ask one question, so you can just answer the question. You know, why you are just highlight on the upcoming event. You as an entrepreneur, tell us what is the mathematical formula of a successful entrepreneur. Uh, let's say a successful entrepreneur. What's your own mathematical formula for a successful entrepreneur?
My man, I entrepreneur. My man, I entrepreneur. Don't make
Okay,
it.
you
Don't make it a movement.
Mr. Harley, Mr. Harley, you are somewhere somehow linked with that. Tell us what's your own
Good.
mathematical formula when it comes to you being an entrepreneur for a successful one.
Actually, Alan is an entrepreneur. It's not because of me. Because after this show, I'm going to come me a DM and asking for money.
I want for him to understand the part for it. I only say the entrepreneur. I entrepreneur, but I mean get capital to start business. I mean the kind of business that we start.
My Christmas on you, CEO.
Okay, so when it comes to formula for entrepreneurship, in order to have a successful business, I'm going to give a mathematical formula. Then I'm going to give practical formula from, let's say, so in business or entrepreneurship, they have many formula to use. They have a percentage formula. They also have funding value from percentage formula. They also have race calculation formula. They have many kind of formula. They have growth formula, So, but then let's just look at one of the formulas. Let's look at race calculation formula. So let's say race calculation formula is race equal productivity of failure times impact of failure. So what is that trying to say? Race equal productivity of failure times impact of failure. So that's clearly tells us that there are two things in business. If you fail in business, it gives you two things. It has impact on your business. It also has failure on your business. So why is the formula is simple or clearly trying to tell us? If there is, let's say, 20% chance of losing, let's say 500, so your race value should be 100. If there's a probability, it's a 20% insurance that the 500 I get in my hand, right? If I put the 500 into business, there's 20% chance that the 500 I might not get it back. So your rates value should be equal to 100%, which is the assurance that you have, the mechanism that you have, the ideas that you have, the product that you are going to produce, the business that all the things that you're going to sell. You should make sure that you have at least 500 plus. Why business says so? Business says, as a business person, you should know your risks before you start business. So if I'm going into a business, what kind of business I should let's say talk about? If I'm going to Rex business, and I know as a Rex exporter to sell Rex in my country, there is a probability that if I export 10,000 pairs of Rex in my country, 20% assurance is there that Rex will not they will not be sold within 6 months. So if the rest cannot be sold within 6 months, there's a 20% assurance again that the rest might spoil. So as a business person, you should get that one. You should get that one at the back of your mind before you join a business. So if I get this one at the back of my mind, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to maximize my risks in order to mean off my productivity. How can I maximize it? I first have to go and do sensor. How can I do sensor? Look into my country. The particular rest I want to export, how many people can actually going to buy the rest in 2 months time? How much percent they're going to buy the rest with? I'll give you an example about iPhone. iPhone knows exactly if they put iPhone 18 also, the percentage of people are going to buy it with 6 months they know it. And they know very well the probability of people not buying it within 6 months and the effect they're going to bring on them. So if you are doing the risk calculation formula of your business, you first take the risks into consideration and then come with the impact risks that risk have on you. Because every risk in business has impact. Every risk you take in business, it has impact. I don't know. I'm not saying anymore again. After you are muted.
Okay, so I actually think that these guys they're actually facing network issues, so you can
Yeah.
continue and then they will join later. I guess they are actually trying to join.
Yeah, sure. So I was also talking about the growth formula. So they have growth formula in business. The growth formula is, can you please mute? Yeah. So the growth formula in business is let's say the growth rate will be equal to new minus old divided by old, it will be 100%. So what they have the formula with new minus old divided by old is that if business says if I have 5 customers today, tomorrow I should be able to have 6 customers. If I have 7 customers this month, next month those customers should be considered old customers. You have new customers. So the new customer that you have, if that new customer you can fight for it to survive or to surpass the old customer that you have, timing them by 100. So if I have 10 customers today and then tomorrow I have 20 customers, at the end of the day, my 10 plus my 20 in business by red, if you're talking about I saw growth formula, 10 plus your 20 by red, you should be talking about 30. But in business, it's not exact 30 because business is not static. So that 30, before you come to a say, it might be maybe 32, 33, or it might drop below, it might be 29, 28, 25, just like that. So those are the formula that you use in order to take care of your rigs and maximize your phone. So I think Maya was talking about the program. So African Mind Spirit is coming out with entrepreneurship program where we're gonna be there, and we have a lot of speakers around the world who will be presenting that day, and they'll be teaching about entrepreneurship and networking. Let's say a lot of things, digital marketing and all of those things. And young people who want to be into business, they're going to be there and they're going to be learning, and they're going to be learning a lot of things. So the program we have, registration is just $5, and it's going to be done online because we have participants and the organization organizers. They are situated in different countries. So because of that, we're going to have the program online. It's actually going to be unique. The registration is currently going on for now to the 20th of December. Yeah, I think that's it.
Uh, thank you so much, Mr. Alan D. Yellow. Thanks so much for actually joining us tonight. It was actually honored having you tonight. So to our followers, thank you so much for giving all your time. Thank you so much for always being on our platform. Like our brother said, the African Man Builder is coming up with a program, international program for this year 2025, and going to be in December. So please don't forget, you can check on the African Man Builder page. You can actually see the link there to join the WhatsApp group to get more information about the program. Like he said, it's actually going to be about entrepreneurship. So if you actually want to know more about this entrepreneurship, you can kind of take upon your time, register for the program. And you actually, like you say, you're actually going to be having some international guest speakers, people from India, people from Namibia, people from Ghana. So you're going to have a lot of people who have expertise in this entrepreneurship. So please, you can actually join, and then it will be helpful to you. Thank you so much. Have a blessed night.